大家好，欢迎收看居家乐。今天很特别的呢，我这位嘉宾啊，不是玩华乐的，他是音乐才子。今天是要按摩了，English interview. Yeah, let me welcome my good friend here, Johnson.
Hey,
Hi,
thank you.
Johnson.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to my house.
Wow, you have a wonderful, wonderful place. But I shall not reveal where it is. Little people come and find you for free music every day. Okay, Johnson. So you are known by many people, but my audience may not know you.
Okay.
So can you just introduce yourself?
Okay. I'm ME4 Johnson from the Singapore Armed Forces Band. I'm currently the music director of the ceremonial band. And also at the same time, I have a secondary appointment as a logistics officer of the band.
Oh, okay. So most of your time, I believe, will be in the army.
Yes, most of the time I make music with the army band. You can hear my music on National Day Parade. Most of the officer cadet graduation parade and all these passing out parades from the army boys. Yeah, you can listen to some of my music over there.
Wow, shook. Okay, later we will tell our audience where to find you on
Sure.
social media. You have your own website, right?
I do not have a website, but I use my Facebook as my website. I also have an artist page on Facebook, so you can look up for me over there.
Okay, why don't you just reveal to us now? What's the name? How can we find you on Facebook?
Okay, it's just simple Johnson Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Johnson Lee. We will see your photo, right? Your
Yes,
photo
you can
with,
see my photo in my uniform.
number one, right?
My number one uniform.
one.
And my artist page, you can see my concert attire. Yeah.
Okay, great. So how has 2020 been for you as a band director?
It's been pretty quiet because of the COVID situation. In fact, we are more concerned about the safety of our guys more than the performance. But nevertheless, we are still training. We are still practicing. We are still not giving. I mean, we are making creating more new music. So in preparation for after COVID, post COVID, we will present more music to the audience.
I see. But how you guys continue with practice now and rehearsals?
Initially, when COVID started, we did a lot of online practice. So you are at home, you're working from home, but you'll be recording you'll be assigned some homework, and then so you record it at home and then send it to the instructors, and the instructors will comment, and then hopefully you can improve yourself. And then now with COVID being a bit more relaxed, we are back to the office again, and of course we do the safety management measures. Yeah, measures. Then we do practice in a hall.
Okay. Also, you all have to be very far apart because
Yes,
everyone is wind musician.
Yes. We do sit far apart. But nevertheless, we still do our practices.
Okay. But what are the challenges actually in other than the space among the guys?
Of course, being wind players, there's always this possibility, or rather, using our air, transmit air to the instruments, and our saliva will be accumulated in the instruments. So we are very careful to dispose of all the extra salivas. We take extra care in the area, and then we do disinfect a lot more than usual.
I see. So there is in schools for wind band, they have a speed bowl. So they all do the same thing.
Yes,
in the
we
army
do have that as well. But of course, immediately we'll make sure that it's cleared away, and the speed bowl is disinfected. Everybody's issued one disinfectant plus having.
Then they have to wash it on their own.
Yes, of course.
Okay. It's not a one-time use and then next day.
No. I think the bowl can be recycled, and then we let them wash it and disinfect it.
But most of the ceremonies have been scaled down, right? If not cancelled.
Yes.
So, how does this affect your workload?
Well, it's become lighter now because there's less traveling, for less VIP visits from the other countries. So we are a bit more relaxed. And also the format of the ceremonies has changed. They have reduced their numbers. But nevertheless, the graduation still takes place and proceed.
So the guys in number one, they will also wear the mask.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
I haven't
yes,
seen that in person.
In fact, I think this year NDP,
they already
the soldiers
do
are
it.
already wearing the mask
Okay.
on. Of course, where we need to perform, then we don't wear the mask. We are the only exceptions. But the rest of the soldiers, they do put on the mask as well.
Okay. So apart from work, apart from work in the army, how has this year been for you personally at home?
I got more time to spend with my family. I got more time to spend on my own music, my own composition. Of course, we just finished our masters in education, so we got more time in that area as well. So it has been quite rewarding this year, actually, even though there's COVID. I still do a lot of things with my music, my composition, my computers.
I see.
So of course there's a switch to online learning and online teaching.
Okay. So in terms of online teaching, you have your own students where you guide them.
Yes, one or two.
I see. Wow. So have your students been receptive of this new change of how you deliver the lessons?
I think everybody is trying to just get used to it. It's different from face-to-face contact, of course. The proximity, the relationship may be not so close, and sometimes you need to do more to make sure that your student understand what you're talking about. I see. And provide them more materials. Take more time to understand, explain to them.
Do you think you can tahan this mode of teaching for a few years or longer?
I believe that this mode of teaching will be the new normal, right? So I think we need to get used
whether we like it or not.
Yeah, correct. I think even in the offices, you can see that the people are working from home, and although the bosses are not very happy with the situation, but I think they somehow have to just get used to it.
Okay, I see. So let's take a time machine back to very many years ago. Can you share with us how you started off your journey as a musician? Did it come as a parent because someone forced your? Sometimes we know a lot of musicians they start off because the parents forced them to learn, and then subsequently they grew to like it. Is your story something like this?
Yes, so it's quite similar. My auntie was the one who's musical in the. She joined the choir and all that. She loves music, so she bought an organ. So I, being the eldest, I just climbed on the organ and just played. So she said, "Why not play the piano? Do it properly." Then subsequently took lessons, and then of course really enjoyed playing music. Then as usual the ABSM route and all that kind of thing. And then joined the school band because that was quite interesting, quite fun, fun thing to do. I never expected it to be a career because my mother always wanted me to be an accountant or a doctor or
the typical parent.
Yes, the typical career as well. Right. Then comes A-levels, and so I was undecided. The results not so good and all that, and I'm not sure where am I going. So I thought, why not just give music a shot? And then and I was selected to go on the bandmaster course, and I spent 3 years in London training as a bandmaster. So I came back.
So army, you signed on as a band musician?
Yes, I signed on in the music and drama company as a saxophonist.
Okay. Also, saxophone is one of the many instruments you play.
Yes.
Is your
correct.
second
the main instrument that I play.
The main instrument right now. Okay. So, because secondary school you joined the band.
Playing the clarinet.
Wow, so many instruments. Okay, clarinet. Then saxophone was when?
Saxophone was when I joined music and drama company.
MDC.
Yeah, because MDC is a very entertaining outfit. So we play a lot of pop and jazz music.
So it was before BMT or after BMT?
After BMT.
After BMT then you signed on.
In fact, after Safinkos. So actually my corporal stripes are real stripes. Hard-earned stripes.
Not a ceremonial.
No, not ceremonial.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So after that you went on the bandmaster course with SAF in London.
Yes.
So how many of you were sent for the course?
At that moment, at that point in time, was only 3 of us.
Wow, so it's quite an elite program.
Elite, yes, and also unique in the sense that at that point in time, Singapore, we don't have Yong Siu To, we don't have NAFA. There was not a conservatory school. So the only place that you could go through for training was in London, in UK, to be a proper band master.
I see. So that's when you started conducting and composing.
Yeah, so the course requirements mainly is conducting, and then actually not composing but arrangements, band arrangements, because at that point in time we need to arrange music for national anthems. Then we make sure that we are able to arrange music for our band to welcome the dignitaries from other countries.
So you have to arrange it yourself and not just get the score from the foreign country. I mean the delegate you're
Nowadays you can get the scores from the internet. You can just send an email but those days there was no such thing. You get a cassette tape.
You listen
and then you write it out for your band.
Wow, that's hard work, bro. That's really like transcribing
it was
for
very
band.
painful. It was very painful. And those days was pencil and paper. At the best you can get was software. I can't remember what's the software name. It was so old.
Not Sibelius.
It was some score. I cannot remember. And either that you get an orchestra score from the liaison officer, and then you got to just rearrange it for your band to play.
Okay. Wow, that's very, very tough to listen and to transcribe for the whole band. And are there rules to follow, like how you should arrange or you just arrange it according to how you feel that is correct, and then
you cannot do that. No, you cannot do that.
Also, there are rules for
yeah.
national anthems and
yes. We have to follow the tempo. Maybe I just recalled one incident. I think I was welcoming the Korean president. I conducted for the rehearsal. I conducted the anthem too fast, and then the liaison officer came up to me and said, "No, sir, you're too fast. You got to play at this tempo."
Okay. But it's not very specific. It's just that it's like a relative gauge. Like they felt that you were too fast.
Yes. I think it's important that we get the nuances right for the national anthem. Right? If you play it too fast, then the feeling is just not. The patriotic feeling is just not there. Yeah.
Also, it was during the rehearsal the liaison officer told you.
Rehearsal.
Wow, so heng.
Of course.
It's the real deal.
No. Of course, we must get it right. We can never fail.
So the liaison officer must be musically inclined as well.
I'm sure the security officer or the liaison officer, they have played it so many times, they heard it so many times, so they know it better than us.
I see.
I mean, the liaison officer is from Korea.
Okay. Not the Singaporean. I thought it's the Singaporean. Wow, then he must be like multitask. He has to liaise, and then he has to be musically inclined as well. Okay. So your guys in the band, they mixture of NSF and regulars, or you just conduct the regulars?
Yes, there's a mixture of the NSF will be formed. The band formed mainly of NSF, and then we are supported. The backbone supported by the full-time regulars.
Okay. So this is your first job, right?
You can say this is my first
full-time
job.
career.
Yeah.
So from there, from the bandmaster course, all the way you have been with the band.
SCF band.
Wow. How many years?
30 years.
30 years.
Yes.
So you can guess how old Johnson is. Wow. So Johnson, we have talked so much about your musical journey, like what we have done in NIE for Prof Lum's module.
Yeah.
So why don't you play a song for us?
Sure, I'll play for you Autumn Leaves.
Autumn Leaves. What kind of song is it?
It's a jazz standard.
Oh, jazz standard. Okay, we'll talk more about your jazz later.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. Wow, sir, I've not heard you play saxophone before, so it was quite, wow, really an experience. Someone is in your HDB flat and you can sound so good. Yeah, man.
Thank you very much.
So, saxophone you started in MDC.
MDC, yeah. Pick up the saxophone in MDC. So as I was saying, MDC, we play a lot of pop and also a lot of jazz to entertain the troops.
So jazz also started then in MDC.
Yeah, I picked up jazz in MDC. Yeah, so I was very fascinated. Of course, during MDC, I had a lot of opportunities to meet with a lot of very good jazz players locally. You know, people like Jeremy Monteiro and Tama. Yeah, so we did play some performances together.
That's why when you played Autumn Leaves, there were a huge chunk where you improvised, right?
Yes.
How do you improvise?
How do I improvise? There is a lot of processing in the head. Of course, you need to know your scales first. You need to know all your scales, and then you try on the spot to create a melody to make it sound even nicer or better. And then you have a motif, and you just follow that motif and develop that motif along the way. And then, of course, you need to hear the chord progressions, the changes along the way. Your ears must be good, and then you must adapt to the situation.
I see. So, do you have a schema in mind, or you just it's really instantaneous, like on the spot?
Previously, when we started, there is always this schema behind, but it's come to a point whereby you don't really think about the scheme because it's already imbued inside your system. So you just do it naturally. You know the flow. Remember?
We talk about
we talk about the flow.
Wu Wei.
In the course, right? So you just go with the flow.
Okay.
And then you are in the moment, and you don't really think about it anymore. You know, because it's you and your body, your mind, and the music is one. And you just flow with it.
I see. Wow, cool. Because just now when I was trying to pick up some things when you were improvising, like roughly how you do it. Yeah, because I think I've no background in jazz, but I'm very mesmerized with the improvisations in jazz and all. Yeah. Do you think improvisation can be taught, or do you think there's some prerequisites that the musician should have in order to develop this?
I think certainly improvisation can be taught. I think nobody can just improvise, born to be improvise. Definitely, there's a lot of listening, right? Listening, and of course, most people say that transcribing other people's solo will help. I think it definitely does. Then you know where you're going, where you're heading with the melody, and where your musical motifs are, and what are the ideas you can have. So you can have 1,001 combinations, you know, it's already in your head. So at the moment you feel that is the most suitable one, you just simply execute it.
Okay.
So sometimes it all depends on the mood and the moment.
So is it more difficult when it is live musician setting? Just now you played over a backing track. So it is the backing track is already recorded and that's it. So will a live setting be more difficult with live musicians, like live pianists and drummer?
I wouldn't use the word difficult. I would use the word more exciting and interesting, because the dynamics changes on the spot. Sometimes with live musicians, they can just change the rhythm, change the tempo, change the mood. They can slow it down, and then you slow it down with them. It's really fun. That's why jazz musicians like to jam, you know. So we will go into that piece, and then we'll say, okay, today I think we feel like having a bossa feel, or we'll change to walking bass and all that kind of things, and then you just go with the flow. Just flow with them, or sometimes they will flow with you. So that's why the dynamics are very interchangeable and very quick. Whereas with the backing track, it's very straightforward.
Just follow the backing
Just follow
track.
the backing track.
I see.
Yeah.
So for someone like me, 门外汉 who has never done a lot of jazz before, what would be a good starting point? Like to listen to some genre, some jazz music, or how should I go about to kickstart my journey?
Because surely listening is very important. After listening, I think you should do a bit of copying as well, to follow what others have done, and then sort of analyze what they have done in the improvisation process. Then when you analyze it, then you probably try to think like them. You know, even in classical music, you know, in your ABRSM exams, they will say, okay, compose like Haydn or compose like Beethoven. You should sound like Beethoven. Or the Bach chorale should sound like Bach chorale. What are the rules of Bach chorale? And, you know, you must follow those rules.
Yeah.
So similarly, I think in jazz, also similarly, you sound like John Coltrane, sound like, you know, certain personalities in the jazz fraternity. Yeah, then you just go with the flow.
I see. So we have talked about your music journey, your jazz. How about next year?
Next year,
What do you have in the pipeline for next year?
I'm at the moment. There are some plans to compose new music for primary school level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and also to submit some compositions for the National Day parade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So National Day is quite an important KPI for you.
Oh yes, definitely.
So how many songs do you compose for NDP?
So
or
far,
arrange each NDP?
every NDP I try to submit a new song. Some will be selected, right? And then some of it, 2 or 3 songs have been featured in the marching in. And then if it's, I have some songs also marching up, but mostly in the military parade segment. Yeah.
Who chooses the song?
The committee will,
the
will
committee.
decide. Yeah.
But they are not musical people.
But
How
it
they-
depends on whether it suits their theme for that year. And, yeah.
Have they? Okay, I'm not sure if this is appropriate to ask. If you're not comfortable with sharing, it's okay. So in the army, right, as a NSF, there are so many rules, so many protocols to follow. Do they limit? Are you limited on your creativity? Do you have rules to follow? Like other people will say, oh, this part must write like this.
Or
for
whether
your
do
music.
they dictate your
Level of creativity.
Your level of creativity. Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that you must satisfy all the inches and make them happy, because they are the ones that are organizing the parades, and then they must feel that the parade has that grandeur and that martial feel. Then of course then they'll be happy, and then they will be happy to collaborate with you. So if you compose something that is not to their
liking.
then of course
So there will be quite a bit of ding dongs. Like you write
Yes.
something, then they will give you feedback, and then you will change.
yes
and
yes
See how
so you
can-
must understand the context lah. When you compose, you cannot just compose what you like lah, because after all it's a parade and it's a ceremony. So there must be all this discipline and all this grandeur, and then the martial elements in your music.
I see. Wow. So actually, you have you're not just a music director, a composer. You are also accountable to a lot of people,
Yes.
and also their expectations of you and
Yeah.
their hopes of what you
Yes.
write for them. Wow. So
Yes.
it's quite challenging, I would say. Yeah, not easy to be a musician, to be a composer. After all.
Yes.
So which musician as a performer, music director, and composer, which role do you like best?
Okay, there's no best role, but at different stage of my life, different stage of the career, it plays the different importance. Of course, in the beginning, as a musician, when you sign on, your duty is to perform as a saxophonist as the best that you can, and make sure that you are really good, and then you can deliver a solid performance to the soldiers, to whoever is your audience. Then, as a music director, you're responsible to train the band to make sure that they're all up to standard, to national standards, I would say, so that it's acceptable to all the dignitaries and our country do not lose face. Then, as a composer, I always believe that we always need new music, and this music always reflects the times and the age of that stage. So it's a snapshot of the situation. You know, even now in COVID times, you can hear some people are composing songs about COVID. So it's a reflection of what the situation is, right? And so composition has that usage. Also, of course, composition is unique to you. Only you alone can lay claim to that piece of music, right? And nobody else can say that, oh, I composed this song and that song. So I think composition is a very important thing for us to do as a musician.
So you switch between these roles pretty easily lah. So you can change your hats.
Yes. I wear many hats and I can switch around.
Wow, great. That's great. So thank you very much, Johnson. This is a very short podcast for this time. I think I have a lot more things to chat with you.
Okay.
But this due to time constraint, so we have to end the podcast.
Sure.
But really, thank you very much for chatting with me today.
Okay.
And why don't you share with us about your hopes for 2021?
Thank you for having me on your podcast. It's being an honor and my honor and privilege to be on your podcast. I don't know what 2021 will hold for us because of the situation, but nevertheless, I think as an artist, we should always be true to our art and always strive to be better every year, regardless of the situation, and just to live life to the fullest.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Peace, bump.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. So look forward to playing with you one day.
Sure.
Once I have a better grasp of jazz.
No, don't worry. We can play anything. We don't have to play jazz.
We play more Li Hua.
Yeah, sure. We can even play Chinese
All right.
Mandarin music. No
okay.
problem.
Thanks a lot, Johnson.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.